Welcome to the Lakeshow podcast, presented by Jack in the Box. It's a weekly deep dive into the biggest stories and topics surrounding the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm Allie Clifton, Chris McGee, Mike Bresnahan. We're back together.
It's been a little
I feel
while.
like it's been a minute.
Yeah.
When was the last time? Definitely last year. Ha ha ha. Is that funny?
Calendar jokes.
You were gone, then I was gone. Having
Yeah.
a problem with the mic. It's been a while since we were together.
It's been a
We had
minute.
a couple guests. We had Andy Bernstein in here. That was
Yeah.
cool.
Trudell
Trudell. Always good to have him.
Yep.
told Allie the energy was sky high.
Yes. Starting with you
Yeah.
as the leader. Did
Dude,
you
it
guys
was like December 27th.
Right.
It's tough to
did we miss
come
each
in
other?
here level 10.
Did we miss each other?
Yes.
Terribly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I
I've
sense
been off
the
for a few
sarcasm.
days. That was fantastic.
Cried myself to sleep a couple times. But I'm glad we're back.
I watched you guys the first night, 30th.
You were not happy.
That game hurt me. 31st, like, this is one of those games where I've
Kind of a trap game.
Missed a Laker game like that in a long time. I watched the first half, and I was just frustrated, like, it's over. Like, they're losing. You knew they were going to lose, and I just stopped watching and enjoyed my New Year's Eve dinner.
Yeah, the Pelican game, I
Yeah.
remember Mike Trudell starting his segment saying that there was they got in at 3:30 a.m. from the
You know
tough one in Minnesota the night before. And then there was a marching band outside of the hotel at 10 a.m.
Of course.
Yep. And then it was an early game for them. So, yeah, I get your vibe.
Every
and feel.
excuse in the book, right?
Marching. Okay, for the Sugar Bowl, the marching band, probably. Like
It
a
was
little,
just,
little rehearsal.
New Year's Eve, New
Sure.
Orleans, daytime, parades.
God.
But, yeah, it just had that feel, so I was kind of over that game.
Before we get into like real talk Lakers, I do have one question.
Mhm.
Walking in this studio was a bit depressing. Do you guys know why today?
Because
Holiday
work
decorations
can
gone.
sometimes be depressing.
Facts.
Oh, sorry.
Holiday sorry.
Sorry, we're not going there.
Facts. But then I had a moment because I saw all the decorations outside the studio gone. Then you come in here, they're not. I love it when this place is
know.
decorated, right? For the
Did you
holidays.
see all the trees in the alley today for like trash
Yep,
pickup and
yep.
stuff? You know?
So with that said, I took all my decorations down at home. Are you one of those that like to get them down right away and it makes you happy? You're ready to move on. It's
Not
spring,
allowed.
even though it's January,
Nope,
or
not allowed in my family. The girls will not have it.
it's still up
Oh, yeah.
till when?
This week.
Did the three wise men come to you too on the 7th?
Yeah, on occasion they come, yeah.
Yeah. Is the elf on the shelf still going on?
No. They leave Christmas Eve and go back
That's right, the elves
to the North Pole, and they
to get Santa ready for.
yeah, they got to help Santa out because Santa's got a lot on his sleigh.
He's got a lot to do.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Oh well,
I took mine down today, January 2nd.
me too.
Yeah. It seemed like a good day to do it.
Yeah.
And I have a little Christmas Village geet.
Yeah.
That, it gets a lot of attention. Our friend Charlie Rosine was at the house the other day. He's like,
Nice.
"What is that?"
It's a village.
He was taking videos of it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you do that as a kid? Or is it a new tradition?
I think like in the last 10 to 15 years.
That's cool.
I don't really know what started it. I think I always wanted one as a kid. And the parents are like, yeah, you'll get a stocking. You'd be happy with that.
You know what's
I'm like, "Oh,
weird?
That's cool.
Is it felt like today was the day everyone returns from
Yeah.
life and goes to work and everything, but yet at least our kids are still out of school because of when they got out. They got out really late, December 22nd.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
like-
So they're still out, but it seems like they should be back. It's a strange feeling.
When do they go back?
Monday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah. They got off and it was Christmas Eve was 2 days, two
Yeah.
days later. It was really weird the way the calendar worked.
I also thought it was interesting that Monday was January 1st, and normally everyone likes to get after it, but it's a holiday, so no one really wanted to get after it until today.
Weird calendar.
You know what's
this
weird
year.
around, you know what's interesting around the holidays?
Oh, such a- what?
Social media.
From what standpoint?
Because you see, like, I think maybe because I have kids that are on it as well and look, and you think everyone's doing great things and is traveling.
Yeah.
And you're not.
Yeah.
It
it's
was
the
really a
worst.
weird feeling. But there was other families around.
Yeah.
It's like you think like everyone's in Hawaii and wherever you go.
Skiing or whatever.
Skiing. And
A lot of
and-
skiing from South Bay. Yeah.
And when you stay, it's long. Like I'm ready for everyone to go back to school and get it going. We didn't
Yeah.
go anywhere, so I'm ready to.
They call that comparison. The thief
Yeah.
of joy.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Be happy with what you have.
Yeah. Well, having said that, let's talk about the Lakers. We're
By
going
the
to
way,
start with the not so good first.
I will
How
be
about that?
leaving next year.
You what?
I told you that I am going to leave next year. I have no idea where, but I'm going somewhere.
Are you a Hawaii guy or a
I'm
skier?
just going somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. I told
Okay,
Allie
wait,
when
yeah.
she came
Actually,
back.
before we talk about the
I'm out.
Lakers, Real quick, having
Yeah.
said that, so can I work on Christmas?
I don't know, because I kind of like the whole just doing the post-game thing is fantastic.
It's a nice
It's a perfect
adjustment.
time, and then, I don't know, we'll talk.
I mean,
We'll
your
talk.
setup to be off on New Year's Eve this year
Was
had me
nice.
so jealous.
Yeah.
Especially when I had Grinch 1 and Grinch 2 next to me on the desk. And we
Yeah.
couldn't pop the streamers. Love you, Robert Ory, and love
Yeah.
you, James Worthy. But I was so upset to
And
not
who,
pop
Dave?
the streamers.
You?
Oh, he was a Grinch too?
Was Dave grumpy too? Yeah, everyone's
I didn't
grumpy.
think Dave was
Well,
grumpy. I
Listen,
thought Dave was great.
guys, no one wants to be here.
Yeah.
Around the holidays. It's
It's hard.
Yeah, and the way they
listen,
lost. too.
Reality.
Look at the bowl games. People are miserable. Like, you're just
Because there's too many bowl games.
No
there should
one
be
else.
3
There's like
bowl
a
games.
Cheez-It guy.
I agree
There's
with you on that.
Pop-Tarts.
The two yesterday were outstanding.
Yeah. Oh,
Outstanding.
those games are
Great games.
meaningful,
Yeah.
and they're great, and
Yeah.
it was so fun. And how about not having anything fantasy on the line? That really was a new thing. That was so fun watching college football and just enjoying football.
How about
Brez,
that?
no
Yeah.
skin in the game.
No skin. Nothing.
Why was your team playing on New Year's Day? That's 7-5.
That's a great question. We were 7-5. We had a terrible first year with
Turner's
the new
very
coach.
sad.
How about our team that couldn't even score a touchdown?
Yeah, that,
Sorry,
yeah, that was
Ohio
weird
State?
too.
Terrible football
The
team.
Big Ten always has like
Rude.
you guys slumped in the end. I mean, we lost 5 games.
Because we knew we should be playing
Mamba?
yesterday.
Yeah, there's always that problem. But Oregon was okay with it. They squashed Liberty.
By the way, love
where
Oregon
they
for
played.
going.
So
You know
was
what? We're-
Georgia.
Brez,
Georgia was
you know what
great.
Oregon said, Brez? We're going to play in the game.
Yeah,
We're going to play.
That was the lock of the year. Oregon by 18.
Yeah. Your quarterback's good, though, right?
Yeah, he's graduating now. He's done.
Don't ever tell me that we don't miss each other. We're talking like we haven't. And to be
Well,
honest, we actually haven't
Do
talked
you
to each
notice
other.
when the team is just, when we don't have a good team, we can talk about so many other
So many other things.
yeah.
When
Y'all
our
are
team is
missing out.
good,
Yeah.
we're on it right
Yeah.
away. We're like jumping in.
Oh yeah. Yeah, a
But-
great game the other night. They won in OKC.
Honestly, what
or
are they,
whatever.
Allie? You've been, this is probably a stat, 2-9.
I know this because I've been working the last couple days.
Yeah.
You've been,
Let's not get into that.
you earned it. You earned it. Having said that, the struggle bus, it continues to roll for the Lakers right now. 3-8 since the in-season tournament final. They're back to 500 on this season at 17-17. So we're going to play a little game that you created
Try to
here
tell
on
everyone.
the podcast. It's called Rank 'em.
Rank
What
'em.
has you most concerned? Is it the offense, 23rd in the NBA on the season, 10.9 3-pointers made, per
Just
game.
3 of them we're doing?
28th in the NBA.
Okay.
Defense, 20th in the NBA, last 11 games, 10th in the NBA on the season. How about the injuries? Rotations, D'Lo and Cam missed the last game, waiting to hear on Rui, of course. And then the typical midseason pre-All-Star break woes. Rank them. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of them. Offense, defense, injuries, rotations, or where we are, obviously, right before All-Star. About a month and a half to go.
Are we going number 4 as in the least?
We'll go 4 to 1.
Okay.
4 least concerning, 1 most concerning.
The defense doesn't concern me like the others.
Agreed.
I mean, we're 10th in the league. Our defense is, it's not, sometimes it's great, sometimes it's like every other defense in the NBA. Like,
Yeah. They've
sometimes you
shown
look
too
phenomenal.
when they won.
I
Yep.
they've showed me that they can defend. It's the least of our worries right now, in my opinion. Brett.
Okay, so you're going 4 on defense. What about you? For a 4.
Do what was the last one? The pre-All-Star break.
Mid-season,
that
yeah,
was-
pre-All-Star break was.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means.
It's like the dog days.
The dog days. It's too soon for that. I'm going to put that 4th.
Okay.
Like, yeah,
Fourth.
it's too soon. That always hits me like in February when they're in like Charlotte.
Yeah.
By the way, Kobe did terrible in Charlotte his entire career. It was unbelievable. how
Lakers
much-
always did.
always.
It was always during the 6-game, was it always during your Grammy
The
trip?
Grammy trip.
I always feel like it was at the end or something. And
Yeah.
they would always lose.
It would be like, Kobe and Powell,
Yeah.
they'd be getting crushed by Gerald Wallace and Steven Jackson.
right.
It's like, what is going on?
You're right.
I covered them for 12 years for the Times. They probably went, just off the top of my head, 3-9 in Charlotte. And they were clearly superior in the standings every single time. But so, that to me, that symbolizes
A lot
dog
of
days. That's
mediocrity.
usually like February, maybe after the trade deadline a little bit. I think it's too soon for that.
Okay, 3.
I should have put that at 4, Brez, because I think you're right. I think that one kind of skipped my mind, but I'm going to put it at 3 then, because I think it's too early.
Yeah.
I think if these are your dog days and you're muddling through now, then I think you're in trouble. But on the flip side of that, is scheduling part of that? Like, I think the schedule was pretty brutal in December. It seems to always be. They're on the road a ton. Back and forth was like a sandwich game, coming home for one and then
You're right.
back out on the road. And yeah, LeBron's birthday, New Year's Eve, Christmas. It just seems to be a tough schedule for the Lakers, even when they were good back in the day. And I do think getting up for that tournament and going as far as they did, we're seeing the effects of it.
Yeah.
So you can call it what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're at 2.
Yep.
2.
Well, he's got to go 3.
Oh, 3.
I'm going to put the offense at third. I'm not that worried about it. I think that will come around. I think there's too much talent. So I'm okay. I'm going to put the offense pretty low too, barely ahead of the woes, the pre-All-Star break woes.
Okay.
So I have 2 more left. What are they?
Yeah, you got rotations, injuries, and then offense.
I'm going to go rotations, injuries 2 because I feel like it's just I'm just sick of putting that as the number 1. It's been all year, and it's always someone out, and it's always this, and it seems to be more of an excuse that I'm kind of sick of using. That's just me personally. Rotations can be frustrating. You want to know why some guys are playing more minutes than others, and I think when you have an inconsistent team that's 500, then it's hard to find rotations because you're trying to always mix and match. And when you have guys out of the lineup, it's even more of a challenge because you're trying to say who, trying to fit guys and, So I'm gonna put that 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to put that too as well. It's same pregame topic with Mike Trudell every time. Mike, what's going on out there in blank city, or down at crypto.com arena? Who's in, who's out? It feels a little cliche right now. And look, LeBron and AD have had a lot of good health throughout the season. So, we're not even talking about the big 2. It's the other guys that are kind of in and out with calf strains and concussions and nasal fractures and all these things. So I'm going to put that 2 right now.
1. Offense.
For me, it's offense. I watch this team, and I love that Brez and I kind of have opposite number 1s, which is good, I think, for the show. But for me, Brez, it's just I'm watching this team, and I'm just watching AD dominate, LeBron do all these incredible things at 39 years old, and they're 17-17. And those guys have been available 90% of the season.
Yep.
They're not good enough offensively. Other guys aren't good enough. Now, when they play well, we can beat anyone. But we're not consistent enough. And what are they in shooting threes? 28th?
Yeah.
You can't be an upper echelon team
10.9.
being 28th in the league in 3-point shooting. And you and I went into the season thinking they'd be good at 3-point shooting.
Yeah, they did all the right things.
So we're 34 games in now.
Yeah, yep.
So
We're almost halfway there.
it's a bummer.
In a couple weeks,
Yeah.
we're going to be halfway
Frustrating.
through the schedule.
Frustrating. Offensively, to me, it just drives me. They don't have enough.
Yeah.
They don't have enough to win.
That's a great call. I should have made that 2 because you're right. I'm going to go defense 1. And here's my concern. They were playing great defense right up to the in-season tournament. And what's happened over the last 3 weeks? I don't know. I mean, maybe fatigue, maybe the in-season tournament push, a nice little payday there, $500K each. But even in the games they're winning, they're not playing great defense. Take the OKC win. Great win at OKC a couple weeks ago. They still allowed 120 points. So that was just the night where they flat out outscored OKC. Can't take anything away from the win. But this defense is really worrying me. They're allowing 120 plus seemingly every game. Can't do that. You just can't do that. Even though the league this season, the last few seasons, scoring a ton of points, a lot more than like the Kobe era. But that defense, it bothers me.
So I'm going to get right into the bright side of things. Well done with the Rankum part of that. And I only say that because a lot of the things that you guys are talking about, you wonder, and you know that this team is well aware and understands, 11 of their next 12, including 5 straight, are at Crypto.com Arena.
Huge.
10 of their 15, I believe it is, in the month of January are at home at Crypto.com Arena. So just having the understanding of being the fatigue factor, the scheduling of all of this that could factor in. Again, it's not an excuse, but it is the reality. I think this one point that we made on the postgame show the other night that Mike Trudell tweeted, the Lakers have played the most games in the NBA this season and the most on the road, if I'm not mistaken, in the West, 35 games.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's nothing like.
Yeah, I saw a lot of other teams in December were playing 11 games.
Yep.
It's weird. I look at other schedules and I'm like, they're off for 5 days? What, the whole week? Like, I've just never even seen that in a Laker in all my years covering the Lakers. It's really strange.
Yeah, the home-road balance is way off, too. They played, I think, 4 more road games.
A lot of back-to-backs, but I guess everyone does.
A lot of back-to-backs, yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I was thinking about on the drive over here that January is, like, they have to go 10-5, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they don't go 10-5, you're really concerned about making the playoffs. At least you get 5 games over a 500, 27-22, heading into the last couple weeks before the All-Star break. Maybe you make a push like you did last year. 11-4 would be great, but 10-5 seems more realistic. I haven't even looked at the schedule. I mean, it's not easy. I'll tell you that. I mean, I know it's home, but it's tough teams.
You know what I have?
Clippers, Miami, they're all coming up this week. Memphis with
Yeah,
Ja.
with Ja
Like,
back,
these are
yep.
no more easy games.
You know what that means, by the way, too?
What's
A lot
that?
of home games. Lot of practices.
Yeah.
Means we will be going to practice.
Is that a
We're
good
back.
thing that they practice?
Well, the other thing we did notice is they play a lot
you
of
two will be
every
going,
other day.
You two will be going to a lot of practices. Yes.
They will be
Refuse.
playing a lot of every other day, so you wonder if they actually will be able to get practice in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the trend, and Darvin's included in this, is to not practice as much. Like when Phil Jackson was coaching this team, they had practice, then they would have a shoot around the next morning, then the game, and then another practice. The trend has changed so much, really, in the last 10 years, Geet, because teams used to practice all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, sometimes, who was the coach? I think it was Mike Brown. After the Lakers got back from a road trip, I believe it was a 4 or 5 game road trip. I don't remember what day they got back. The very next day, he had them back in there practicing. So over the years, practices have really been lateraled, you know, punted. So I don't know how much practice we will be covering, Allie. It's
Every other day playing too is interesting.
Yeah,
It really is
that's-
every other day. I looked. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's game off day, off day, the entire month. The good stat is though, I just looked at it. So in the next 26 days, they leave LA for 2 games. One's in state, they play at Golden State, and one's in Utah. 2 one-game trips.
so there's no excuses at the end of January.
Yeah, and there's a Clipper home game in there too. So they're a road team 3 times in the next 26 days, including one here at Crypto.com. So this is it. And then you go on the road a lot in February, like always, because of the Grammy trip. And then you have a nice patch of home games in March.
Wow.
But this is a good time to really get it going. And there's some teams there that are losing interest quickly in this homestand. Toronto, Portland, just to name a couple of them. So there's some definite chances for this team to go on a run here, because they got a lot of home cooking coming up, a lot.
I remember when they were 15-10 right after that tournament and feeling
Yeah, right.
real good, and actually played really well in Dallas and lost. And I think that loss to San Antonio really
Yeah, that was
sent them on
tough.
a weird path.
Who sat that out? AD sit that out?
Yeah.
One of those guys sat it out.
Yeah.
Either AD or LeBron.
They've
3 and
always-
8.
One they
that's
lost
the thing. I
was
mean,
80.
listen, it is the truth. Like when they've been whole and when they've been playing well, they're a good basketball team.
Mhm.
But over the course of the season, they're 500.
Yeah.
Bottom line,
3 and 8
and-
since winning that tournament.
yeah, and the injuries are a part of it. They've just never been able to get consistent lineups.
And the tough one, I don't know if you guys caught this because you both were off on New Year's Eve, but Darvin mentioned what's so crazy is that in the pregame press conference, obviously Cam was ruled out for that Pelican game. And it was then that Darvin said this lineup, which incorporated Rui, LeBron, Torian, Anthony Davis, and tell me, who was the fifth? Vando.
Bando.
That was the lineup that we could get used to for the foreseeable future. And then in the second quarter, Rui goes down with
So
the calf strain.
is Rui out for a while?
Where I think we're still waiting. Yeah,
TBD. Damn.
We're still waiting an update on
I didn't
Rui.
see that part. I'm a
Calf
little
can
bummed on
be
that.
a couple weeks sometimes.
I didn't
It
like
can
seeing
be a
that
while.
trending the next day when I.
Right. So having
Okay.
said all of this, a bright side still is that Anthony Davis is playing lights out.
Well, are you surprised that we haven't seen Vando, AR, D'Lo?
That lineup that we
AD
saw
and
finish the season last year? Yeah, a bit.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you couldn't do it for the first 17
many
games or
games, yeah.
whatever because Vando was out. But
We
it's
saw a
interesting.
little of it in
I
game
do-
in Minnesota. Like
Yeah.
second half, he put that out there.
I do wonder, though, how much the loss of Gabe Vincent is factoring into the fact that he really is keeping Austin Reeves coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Because that's a
Yeah.
tough one,
That
too,
makes sense.
obviously.
Yeah,
Yep.
I forgot about
You were saying
Gabe.
AD?
Shoot.
Anthony Davis, last 10, 30 points, 58%. You posted this on Twitter
Mhm.
about Defensive Player of the Year, MVP kind of guy. 58% from
Yeah.
the field, 47% from 3.
How about that?
Is his jumper officially back, guys?
For
12
sure.
rebounds.
He-
Currently 13th best, by the way. 13th best odds to win MVP.
Well, here's
of
the
the
deal.
record.
The problem is the record of the team.
17-17.
Yeah, like that's the biggest bummer. People just always want to downplay how important he is, but he's having a phenomenal year. I think that's the most frustrating thing for me is
Me
that
too.
he's been available, he's playing this great, and it doesn't result in wins. That's the
Mhm.
biggest bummer.
Yeah, I mean, Rob Pelinka said as much about LeBron a month ago. He said, if we can get the wins going, LeBron should be an MVP candidate. He could have been talking about AD just as easily, but even Rob acknowledged we need wins to be seriously considered to have an MVP candidate. And when you're 17 and 17,
You got to be a top 4.
There's too many
team,
other.
right?
Yeah, they're 10th in the West right
You got to
now.
be top 4 at least.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. There was that one weird year where Russ won it.
That'll never happen again.
Yeah, they were like 6th, and AI won it. He might have been a little low the year that he won it too with Philly, but yeah, you got to be top 4 in your conference in my mind. And
Which right now is Clippers are now. I think they moved into 4th.
Yeah.
Denver.
yeah,
And those guys are all 7-8 games over 500.
Yeah.
And then of course Minnesota and OKC are much more.
yeah. Who's
Long
the
way
MVP?
to go to get there.
Who is the MVP in the West right now? MVP of the West. Jokic has been he's had some weird games the last
Yeah.
few weeks. Luka,
Yeah, Luka's a good one.
I kind of like Shea.
Mine, Shea.
I kinda like
Luka's
Shea.
been incredible.
Yeah, but OKC's been
Yeah.
top
What
3
about
pretty
Ant?
much the whole year. Who's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to take him into consideration too. I feel like he has more around him.
Mhm.
You know, with the 2
I
towers.
hate that conversation. Hate it.
But I mean, Shea has a rookie center. Jalen Williams is a second-year player, and then there's
hate
Shea.
that
You know, he's got all these
conversation.
kids around him. So I'd probably vote Shea right now. Yeah.
Looking ahead to the homestand, is there a player or two you guys are watching that you want to see step up their play?
Well,
I want to see everyone. I'm sorry. I can't even. Like, they all need to.
yeah.
Everyone.
Everyone but AD and LeBron.
D'Lo has to.
If D'Lo is healthy,
Torian Prince has to
Yeah.
pick up his play. If you're
Yeah.
going to play all those minutes, you got to pick up your play.
if D'Lo is healthy,
And more than just 3-point shooting.
correct. Yeah,
Right? Like,
he is about 40%. He's close there.
shoot the ball.
So,
But
yeah.
you got to do other things. Got to
Yeah.
rebound. Got to defend. You're going to play all those minutes. D'Lo has to.
If D'Lo is healthy, he's
D'Lo has to
absolutely the
pick up
guy.
some- Has to.
Yeah.
AR.
Sure.
I love him, but everyone's got to go another notch up.
Just a fun little podcast story. You were mentioning the Mike Brown year. Where
Yeah.
You said they came back and the next day they practiced.
After a road trip.
I
Very
don't
next
think
day.
guys were
Players
very
are not
happy with that, and he didn't last long.
It was such a
Yeah.
it was such a fun story in a commercial break. Big Game and Byron were in here, and they told me this story that they had just played in Detroit, bad loss. They fly back to LA, and Pat Riley tells everyone, call your wives, call your girlfriends, whoever it is, they can pick you up at practice,
Yeah,
at the arena or whatever.
Yeah.
He said they made us practice.
Yeah.
He said it was like box out drills.
Yeah.
The pads were out. We barely saw a
You
basketball.
could do that in the 80s.
Yeah.
Actually, it happened to me one time in our career. One time in my career. We went practice, but we lost to Poly Pavilion, went home and practiced at midnight.
Wow.
After a match.
Yeah.
Wow.
Story
Strong.
comes up every year, and we hang out with my old coach and stuff. We wanted to.
Johnny Price was
Yeah.
sticking it to you
He
guys.
knew we also had a party out here on the west side, and we were all talking about it. And Matt Unger, Matty O, who you guys all know, we've talked about before. Our coach overheard him in the locker room before he had a limo coming to get us. There was no limo. We never got in that limo.
Made you all go
We
back
got
to
in the
valley.
Mata bus, went back to the valley, we practiced at midnight,
Wow.
and we tried to fight. We wanted to fight John. We love him,
Wow.
but we were so mad at him.
I had that one story
So
too.
Riley did that to those guys, but you could do it back then.
Yeah, yeah.
My coach did it in 2008.
Yeah.
We got our tails kicked in Temple. I'm surprised she even let us eat. We had Philly
This happened in
cheesesteak.
college. Yeah.
I'm surprised she even let us eat post game.
Yeah.
But we were catching a flight, a charter back home. It was one of the very few that we got to have
Charter.
in American, of course.
Yeah.
And so we get our tails kicked in, and she was so mean to us. Shout out, Coach Culp, love you. So mean to us. We get our Philly cheesesteaks. It was the most quiet plane ride home. We get into the gym the next day, and someone on our team made her so mad that she sat this individual in a chair in the middle of the thing, and we all just ran around her.
Yeah, the stuff.
I was like, but I mean, okay, it's
Yeah.
winning. Like, this is what you do. No basketball. She threw all of the balls out. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's rough, brutal.
Those practices
Anyways,
stick with you forever.
Good podcast story.
Yep.
All right, Lakeshow fans, remember, you can be a part of the show each week. Feel free to send us your questions and comments. We'd love to hear from you. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, it's a round of Bucket or Brick and another fun game that we're going to play.
Fun games.
Welcome back to the Lakeshow Podcast, presented by Jack in the Box. If you're enjoying the show, you can check out more original podcasts from our Spectrum News journalists on the Spectrum News app. Just head to the podcast section to listen to the latest episodes. You can download the Spectrum News app on the App Store or Google Play. All right, time for a round of Bucket or Brick, presented by Jack in the Box. But we also have another fun game before we dive into that. That's also
It's funny. So I'm going to jump in because it's from my friend Eric,
Yeah.
who listens to this podcast
Please do.
every week. He's much smarter than me.
Hey,
or
Eric.
Really,
Eric,
anyone else? I
physical
know.
therapist, Eric?
He does. No.
Okay.
Different Eric. And he's got a company called Lil Snack, lilsnack.co.
Snack. Lil Snack.
Yeah, Lil Snack.
Okay.
And it's daily online games. You know, like Wordle?
Yes.
Okay, so you know how Wordle's so popular now. So
Yeah.
people love to play games and they like it to be quick.
Yep.
Trivia, pictures of like things, and you got to get, you can guess what it is. So he did one. It's got, and I sent it to you guys. You click on it. And it's Geeter's Games. It's got the Lakers. It's got the Lakers, Jack in the Box. This
You
whole
said
thing.
Geeter's Games, and I was
Geeter's
like, what are
Games.
you talking
It was
about?
a day, and this
oh
is
my
one
God,
of the
it's
days.
so cool.
So people play this. They have no idea who I am, right? But so there's 4 different types of games. We'll just play 2 of them.
Okay.
Because the other 2 are like more visual.
Okay.
And the first one's turnovers.
Okay.
So you guys click that.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Okay. Say let's play. Okay. Least average turnovers to most. So it's a list. It's a list. The guys are Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Kobe's best friend Smush Parker, our guys Robert Ory and James Worthy. From least to highest turnovers average in their careers.
I think I got this.
Robert Ory's definitely number 1.
Allie, you want to go? Who wants to go first?
Least average. I'll go first. No, I don't want to go first.
Give us the least. Who do you think's the least? Brez?
Ori. I think you're right, Allie. I mean, he just
got
didn't
Ori
handle
number
the ball
1?
that much.
Ori's the least at
Yeah.
1.2.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's the second least in turnovers average per game?
Smush, like, he was the
Big
point
game.
guard, but yeah, either big game or Smush. You go big game, I'll go Smush.
Yeah.
Smush is number 2 at
Okay.
1.8.
Okay.
Okay, so who's number 3, Allie?
Least.
You're on it.
Smush Parker.
Smush is number 2 at 1.8.
Oh, big game.
Worthy.
Big
Oh,
game.
you went
Big
with
game's
big
number
game.
3
So, okay.
at 2.0.
Now it gets a
Comes
little
down to the
interesting.
2 greatest Lakers of all time.
Yeah.
Who averaged the most turnovers and who's fourth, who's fifth?
I got Kobe next.
You got Kobe fourth?
Yeah.
I'm going Magic, then Kobe.
Allie goes Magic and Kobe. Jordan, what are you going? Kobe then Magic. It is Kobe at 3.0 and Magic at 3.9
There you go. He
Wow.
turnovers.
Makes sense.
per game. Okay?
Okay. All right.
So it's fast,
I got
right?
it.
Yeah.
Oh my
And-
God, that's so fun.
And now you just go to the next one. I know. It's so cool. It's like just
This could actually like teach you too.
like today's was Mickey Mouse. By the way, the other day they tagged me on Twitter. It was really cool. It was LeBron Day. They did 4 things. Yeah.
oh, that's so
Yeah.
cool.
Next one is coaches. This
Okay.
one, I'd be curious.
This one looks hard.
The control room too. Dave would like this one. So arrange these famous Laker coaches by number of seasons they coached the Lakers, least to most. So Bernie on here would have been all time. George Mikan's on here. Pat Riley, Phil Jackson, Del Harris, Frank Vogel.
I totally forgot George Mikan coached the Lakers.
By the way, that's what got me when Eric sent this to me. I was like, I'm freaking out on this one. So I'm
Okay.
going to text Shane with Eric and my other buddy Matt, and we all got this one wrong.
Oh shoot, I don't know.
I'm gonna start with Frank the Tank. He was only here
Frank
a
the
couple
Tank.
years.
Al, you okay with Frank being first?
I had him second, but sure.
Frank Vogel is first, three seasons.
Okay.
Okay.
3 seasons.
God, what do you do with George?
I want to make
Mikan,
Allie
Allie?
go too.
George Mikan,
What do you do with him?
Del Harris.
Del Harris, 5 seasons. I didn't realize Del was 5
See,
seasons.
I got Mikan next after Frank
Yeah.
the Tank.
How
And then I
many
got-
True Dave,
seasons
look
was
that one up.
George
Fine.
Mikan?
That's what I mean. That's why it's hard.
So Del Harris is second.
Del Harris is second at 5 seasons.
Okay. George Mikan third. He's got to be.
George Mikan is third with 8.
Okay.
Wow.
Hold on, we're making Allie do this one
Okay.
No.
because I think
No.
Brett's gonna- it's Pat Riley and Phil Jackson.
Two
No.
luminaries.
No.
Riles and Phil. 80s versus the 2000s.
Pat Riley.
Riley at 9,
Yes.
Phil at 11.
Wow.
So by the way, the next one was really cool. We can't really do it, but it's awesome because it's like a picture of the world and it's Metal World Peace.
Oh
It's all
wow,
these
that's
people
amazing.
in the world.
nice.
So it's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
I know. How do you play
do we
Bucket or
have to play
Brick?
Bucket
after
or
that?
Brick? Just
They're all
kidding.
presented by
Jordan
Jack in the
worked
Box.
really hard
Yeah,
on
that's
these. They're
great.
great questions.
People forget that Phil actually coached
Phil
more
was
years.
11. I know.
He coached more years with the Lakers than he did the Bulls.
I
People
know.
forget that because
That's wild.
he had that second tour. Yeah.
Wow.
So by the way, the
times.
LeBron picture one
Yeah.
was like, it had like picture of jelly. It had like outer space.
If you guys want to throw in
know
an
what that would be?
AC's games,
You know what that would be?
Allie's games, Eric,
Yeah, Allie's games, Eric.
would be great.
Space Jam.
Space Jam.
Yeah. God, that's so cool.
Lil
I'm gonna
Snack.
play that now. Lil
Dot
Snack.
co. Lil
Dot
Snack.
co.
Dot co. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Snack.
Cool.
Dot co.
Little snack.
All right, time for a little bucket or brick presented by Jack in the Box. Let's roll through these. The Pistons finally snapped their 28-game losing streak. Bucket or brick? You are glad the skid is finally over, though I just saw that they started another one. It's fine.
Oh, you're bucketing. All right, good.
It's as a surprise. He knows how much I enjoyed the streak. But listen,
Why did
I'm
you
also a
enjoy it?
human being because they were right there at the precipice of a record. Like, let's do it.
Right.
You're there.
Do it right.
But I am also a human being. Also played sports, coached. I felt for Monty, felt for those guys. I really wanted it to end with Boston. I thought that would have been the greatest thing ever. But you know
You
what?
should have seen me tell Byron and Big Game, your two favorite teams. We were watching the game and I was like, oh, your two favorite teams. Boston beat the Pistons. They
Yeah.
both were like, I was like, okay, we're going to break.
We're going to break.
They wanted not
Hello.
to discuss.
They don't, yeah, they're not discussing those
It
two
was funny.
teams. Brez, you glad it's over?
No, I'm going to break it. I mean,
Where's your
it was-
human?
It was actually cool to see their celebration, so I might rethink that. But
They were fired up.
if you're going to be bad, just be historically bad.
Yeah.
But first of all, I don't really understand this whole thing. They had the best in-season losses, but Philly had 2 losses the previous season, and they tacked that on to,
Yeah.
the 25 or 26 they had the next
Yeah.
season. It's kind of silly to me. Like, it should be in season. I hate when you carry things over from 6 months earlier. It's like, come on, give me a break.
Good point just made in my ear.
Yeah.
Detroit was trying to win. They weren't trying to tank.
Yeah.
Philly was like trusting the process, tanking. Like Detroit was really trying. Cade was on fire, going 40 a game. I mean, I felt bad.
Yeah. That's crazy.
was awesome.
Kate's actually playing really well.
I mean,
He looks like the top pick from a couple years ago.
man, I feel for
He's
Monty.
doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad it ended.
Warriors are 15 and
Let's keep going.
17, have lost 3 in a row. Andrew's in the control room, by
He
the way.
is, yeah.
Bucket or brick,
Andrew
the
Miller.
dynasty is officially over. Over.
You know what? Sweet Lou, I'm going to take this one. Give me one of those bricks, Brez.
Over.
It's not over. Here's why. Does Steph Curry still play basketball?
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Is this part of
Steph
Geeter's
Curry
games?
isn't the only reason why, though, they won all those championships.
okay, well, listen. They could
a-
still. What if they made a few trades? I'm just saying Steph's not done maybe getting to the mountaintop. I'm just saying
it's too soon.
It's too soon to
soon.
make. Now, this group probably like, they might have to change a little.
Yes.
Might have to change a little. But Steph,
Maybe a lot.
Steve's still there. Not
Just
sure with
kidding. I'm
Clay, but
just
like
kidding.
Dre, maybe have to leave.
I would
but
never doubt them. Yeah.
can't. I'm not putting the dirt on the grave yet. I don't.
No,
Brez,
I agree.
I don't think it's over.
I agree.
They're not winning this year.
You can't declare them over. It's 2 days into January. It's way too soon.
Well, it's over this year. Is that okay to say? Like, you agree they're not winning this year?
yeah.
But I'm saying like the run over forever, right? Isn't that kind of like
Yeah.
I think it's still got 4 years left, right, of Steph? 4
Yeah.
or 5
Yeah,
years?
here's the problem. The kids got to step up. Kaminga, Moody, all those guys.
Do you think, though,
yeah.
what we know it to be as Steph, Dre, and Clay, that's over?
See, that's the one where I would
Yes,
say
after this year,
I
yes.
don't like. They would need some. All the rest would have to go. They need someone else to come in.
Yeah.
Giannis. You know what I'm saying? Like some crazy.
Okay. Thunder are 22 and 9, have won 4
He
in a
always
row.
liked- he always liked the Warriors, Giannis.
Good.
Thunder are 22 and 9, have won 4 in a row.
Good
Bucket
team.
or brick, OKC is an inner circle contender.
Like up there with like the Celtics, Bucks.
I'm bricking. Way too young of a team.
Jordan, the inner circle.
They need more vets. They need to make a deal during the before the trade deadline to get some age. I mean, they're young. They're going to be great. First of all, they're years ahead of schedule. Years. I mean, Holmgren's awesome. I mean, he had 2 games where he blocked 15 shots combined over 2 games. That's ridiculous. Shea, my West MVP. Like, I love Jalen Williams. He was like runner-up rookie of the year last year. He's playing great. They got a lot of pieces, but too soon for inner circle. Too young.
I'm going to brick it as well because Brez, I think, just nailed it. They are, I'm not saying they're the Sacramento Kings last year, but they are a team that's going to be top 3, top 4, just like Memphis was a couple of years ago. But you have to win a playoff series first before you just become an inner circle contender.
Right.
I love them. They're a contender, but inner circle,
Too soon.
not seeing.
I respect the question.
Jordan didn't like that.
Jordan
He
does
says,
not agree with
he
us.
says we're wrong. I'm just
Voice of God
saying,
of the
Jordan,
year.
they haven't been to the playoffs
Yeah,
yet.
yeah, voice of
like, you
God.
have to go to the playoffs.
Voice of God. Why do you say that?
I watch them play. No, I love
Yeah.
them. They're good.
Jordan,
Jordan, come
Love
explain
you.
yourself to the people listening.
open the
Where are
mic.
you?
Open the mic.
They have a first-team All-NBA guy in Shea.
Yep.
Okay.
So did the
That's-
Grizz.
Watch them play. Watch the Thunder play. They're better than these teams they're playing.
Okay.
Except when
He
the
is
Lakers
good. By
were
the way,
there 2 weeks
he is going to hold us to the fire.
Holmgren's an All-Star candidate.
If they
DPOY candidate.
if they make a run,
Team
I love their coach.
I just
4
but-
times.
yeah.
Great home court.
Jordan,
Good
can
home
you
court, no doubt.
legitimately see them in the NBA Finals this year?
No
Yes.
way. No
Okay.
way.
I love it.
It was last time OKC won a playoff
I'm going to brick
series.
it. I'm going to stick with my brick.
When was the last time OKC won a playoff
They're
series?
coming.
When they had, oh yeah, for sure.
As Dion would say, they're coming.
But they haven't won anything since KD and Russ were teammates. That was
I
a
feel
long
like you
time
have
ago.
to win a playoff series first. That's just how I feel.
Yes.
And I think they will. I think they will this year. They'll win a playoff series.
Yeah.
Or
Like a 3-6.
make it to the finals. Raptors and Knicks made a trade over the weekend. Knicks get OG Anunoby,
That was
Precious
interesting.
Achua,
Yeah.
Malachi Flynn. Raptors get RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, 2024 second round pick. Bucket or brick, OG improves the Knicks' chances to win the East.
Okay. The Knicks aren't winning the East, but
Right.
he the question is he improves their chances.
Okay.
I think it makes them a little better. Well, their depth is a huge concern for me. They lost that.
Mhm.
But like Quigley, Brunson, Quigley needed to go. OG's better version of Barrett. He improves them, I think. But I still think they're a couple moves away in terms of getting their bench. And
Yeah.
you with me, Allie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not winning the East. I don't remember the exact language of the question, but
Does improve their chances.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, it improves. Yeah, I'll dunk that. But yeah, no,
Yep.
that's no, that was a good trade for them. I like Anunoby's defensive chops. Like I've always liked him. I've always been surprised that Toronto team did not do better with all those good players.
Yep.
Siakam, Scotty Barnes is having a breakthrough year. Our friend Schroeder's out there. They got
title.
Pirtle, a very good double center. Who's the guy they let go? Fred VanVleet. You know, your guy, Geek.
Freddie.
Yeah, Fred the Dorfman.
Yeah.
He's, they had all these great
All those
guys
weeks
over the
at
last
Trembling
5
Hills.
years and never really put it together after Kawhi left.
Oh, I was going to say they won a championship.
Yeah, after Kawhi left. Yeah.
Kawhi was there for
But
one and
no-
done.
with,
When was
with
that,
none of those
2019?
guys.
That's the
really.
definition of one and done.
Yeah.
2019? 4 years ago?
Clay, and KD got hurt in that series. Clay got
Yeah,
hurt in
good
game
point.
They
6.
won a
ACL on
title.
dunk.
Don't take that away from
Just
Trey.
saying, I would have loved to have seen a game 7.
Yeah. All the guys I just mentioned were young kids.
By the way, if
on
Clay
the
and
team.
KD aren't hurt, that's a sweep.
Yeah,
guys.
it's a massive
Yeah,
difference.
let's not get crazy here.
Andrew has another title. He can run around. saying
But he
that.
doesn't. But he doesn't.
Over.
But he doesn't.
All right, last one. This is a good one. I feel good. Christian Wood. I don't know if you guys saw this, but he bought his mom a house with the $500,000 he won from the in-season tournament.
That is
I
freaking
have been
awesome.
told that we have a tweet
No
coming
way.
with this one as well because of you that are watching at home. Christian Wood saying, life goal,
That is
promised
awesome.
my mom at 18 with no money, I would get her the house of her dreams before I'm 30.
Dude.
Fast forward to now, I did that. I love you.
Do we know where it is?
Cool is that?
No,
I think
having
it's-
I have like chills going through my
I
body.
think
right
that is
now
the
reading
coolest-
by the way. Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
So bucket or brick, buying your mom a house is peak gratitude.
I mean,
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's so
You
awesome.
actually have a little insight on this.
bucket.
Preseason, he and I were talking. I always try to get to know the new Lakers however
Yeah.
I can. And I forget where I was, just talking to him a little bit. And he said that back then. He said, I want to buy my mom a house. And I think it's in Corona, maybe that area
So cool.
out there. And here we are a couple months later. Wishes do come true. A nice $500,000 bonus. And
That's awesome.
good job. He's been thinking about it for a while, and he finally made it happen. So good for him.
It's so cool.
You know, you always heard we always talk about narratives, and listen, I know this year hasn't gone as planned for him. I mean, sometimes he's been a part of it, other times he hasn't, but he's had a good attitude.
Yeah.
Like in terms of on the bench, you watch, he's always up and high
Facts.
fiving guys, and
Yep.
doing all the gestures and stuff. You kind of appreciate that. He's not happy about not playing.
Yeah.
And then when he gets in there, he plays hard.
Yeah, I like his energy. D'Lo too, coming off the bench. Like he's been. I watch him because he's had a lot going on.
Yeah.
And he's always the first guy off the bench during a timeout, running out to his teammates. So the energy is there on the bench. That's
yeah,
not the problem.
D'Lo's a confidence guy. Like when D'Lo, he needs to feel good about his game
Mhm.
and his contributions and his productions. So you're hoping he can get back to a place where he's a big part of things. I think that's when he's at his best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So
Agreed.
You hope he gets there.
Good call.
Well, good to see you both.
We're back.
And now you leave.
Welcome to 2024. I
Will
will
see,
be leaving
Will I
now.
see you tomorrow? Or are you at the arena?
I'll be at the arena. We'll be going back to our not seeing one another.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got pregame on Friday though, so I'll catch y'all on the way in and out.
Yeah.
Back at the arena on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Allie, you and I are
Okay.
doing a lot of arena work this month. Taking turns.
You guys are you guys
We got
switching
the
off?
arena.
Well, at least that's cool though.
We
That's
got
cool.
the arena. You got practice. Thanks to you for listening to the Lakeshow
So-
podcast presented by
That makes sense.
Jack
I
in the
will-
Box.
I will drop
You
F-bombs on
what
this thing, and
you
they'll have to
hear,
cut this episode.
Leave us a rating and review on your favorite podcast app. We want to hear from you.
Yeah.
So send us your questions.
don't go to
Hit us up on
practice at
X
my
at
age.
Real A Clifton at
Stupid.
Geeter3 and at Mike_Bresnahan. Until next week.
Fuck it. Guess I am going to practice.
Yes. You say unless I make
No, I just.